Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. I think by now everybody's had time to watch AEW All In that took place this past Sunday. Now, it took place over in London, England at Wembley Stadium. So it started at 11 o'clock Sunday morning on the East Coast, and it ended at 6 o'clock Sunday night. So it was 7 hours, which is about the time AEW's pay-per-views always last. They're 6.5, 7 hours, but starting at 11 o'clock and ending at 6 is a whole lot better than starting at 7 o'clock at night and ending at 2 o'clock in the morning. This way, even if you watch the post-show media scrum, it was still off by 8 o'clock, so you were still able to get in bed by a decent time. As always, they had a buku of matches, 12 matches altogether, counting the pre-show. Of course, they call that the 0 hour. We had a 16-man tag team match. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you every single man involved in that match, but I will say the team of Kyle Fletcher, Rocky Romero, Kip Sabian, Tommy Billington, Leo Rush, Action Andretti, and Top Flight won that match. The match meant nothing. Tony Khan just likes to put as many people as possible on the pay-per-view. So if he has guys that ain't got a spot, he'll just put them in a match that means nothing so they can say they were on the card. And if they try to complain, Tony Khan can say, hey, you were on the card. Then we had a tag team match, mixed tag team match. Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii beat Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. And then we had Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, Katsuyori Shibata, and the Von Erichs defeating Undisputed Kingdom and Cage of Agony. Another match that meant nothing, just a way to get everybody on the card. And it tells you and it shows you how many people are on their roster. They had 12 matches altogether, including a 16-man tag team match that meant nothing. And there were still guys on the roster that didn't get used. Now, we get to the matches that actually meant something and had reasons for happening. But I will say before I get there that the matches I just mentioned, the 16-man tag team match, the Willow Nightingale match, and the Dustin Rhodes match, they're fun to watch as an outsider, just a fan that likes to watch wrestling. But in 2024, everybody likes to book wrestling and say what's wrong with wrestling and complain about what's wrong with wrestling. And those are the kind of matches that hurt AEW, because you sit down to watch it and you have to waste an hour watching matches with no meaning, no story behind them, just a bunch of random guys and girls in matches. And that's the one thing that's always hurt AEW. The matches are good, but they just have too many matches that don't mean diddly squat. That would be like watching a movie with no meaning. If you do that, when it's over, you're going to complain because you're going to say, that movie had no plot. It had no story. It had no meaning. Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta beat the Patriarchy, House of Black, and the Bang Bang Gang to become the Trios champions. Mariah May beat Timeless Tony Storm to become the AEW Women's Champion. Hook beat Chris Jericho to become the FTW champion. They finally let Hook and his dad, Taz, have a moment together on TV. It could be going somewhere, and it could just be because Hook won a belt, but they very rarely reference the fact that Hook is the son of Taz. And I hope Chris Jericho disappears for a while. You got to give the man props for being 53, almost 54 years old, still doing this. But you can tell that he's definitely slowed down some in the ring. He keeps changing the character, but his in-ring skills are about gone. The Young Bucks, who have not put their title on the line since 1975, finally put them on the line, and they defeat FTR and the Acclaimed to retain the AEW Tag Team Championships. Then we had the Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal won by Christian Cage. Will Ospreay beat MJF to become the American champion, and I used to be a huge fan of MJF, but I have completely soured on him. I don't know if he just peaked too soon, or if my taste changed, or if it's just the fact that, his in-ring skills are always decent, good, but not great. But the thing that made MJF stand out was his promo ability, and now he's getting outdone on the mic by everybody he feuds with, so now he's just another guy. Mercedes Moné defeated Britt Baker to retain the TBS Championship. Jack Perry beat Darby Allin in a coffin match. In that match, we got to see the return of Sting, 65 years old, and no, he did not wrestle, but he did make an appearance. And then we saw Bryan Danielson defeat Swerve Strickland to become the AEW World Champion. Again, this took place Sunday morning at 11 o'clock on the East Coast, ended at 6 o'clock on the East Coast, so 7 hours. It started at 11 o'clock because they were over in London, England, and of course their time zone is nowhere near the same as ours, so it was Sunday afternoon / evening over in London. 12 matches altogether, counting the 0 hour. As always, AEW's pay-per-views are spot on. I just wish their TV product could be somewhat watchable, but it's hard to watch. But if their TV product could be half as good as their pay-per-views, they'd be sitting high on the hog. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, their TV product just on a regular basis ain't hitting on nothing. But it was good to see Sting. Rumor has it that Ricky Starks is a WWE bound. Some say it's true, some say it's not. I don't know. I know they haven't used him, so if his contract's running out and you want to keep him around, you'd think you would use him, but they're not. So I think he's WWE bound, but of course he's still under contract. So as of right now, it's all rumor. There's no way to know. But any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. 3,026 years from now, life will either be really good or really bad. It's 50-50. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.